Luke had crossed oceans before, but this journey felt heavier than any he'd taken. The plane descended over a quilt of green hills and winding roads, and with every passing minute, his thoughts returned to Madeleine, her laugh, sharp and bright, the way she listened with her whole face, the silence that had settled between them when everything fell apart. He stepped out into the warm air with a single plan: tell the truth, all of it, and hope it was enough. Months earlier, love had felt simple. Luke believed that grand gestures could smooth rough edges, that promises made in the glow of excitement would carry them through misunderstandings. But living the other way demanded more than romance. It demanded patience, humility, and the courage to admit fault. Luke hadn't been ready then. He thought he was. He wasn't. Madeleine had drawn a line, not in anger, but in clarity. She needed consistency, not apologies that arrived too late. When she walked away, it wasn't dramatic. It was quiet, and that quiet haunted him. He found her city buzzing with life, cafes humming, music drifting through open windows. It reminded him of her, warm, alive, unapologetically real. Luke checked into a modest hotel and spent the night rehearsing words he feared would fail him. By morning, he knew speeches wouldn't save him, only honesty might. Their meeting place was a small cafe tucked off a side street, the kind Madeleine loved. When she walked in, Luke stood too quickly, nearly knocking over his chair. She paused, surprised but composed, eyes steady. "Hi," she said. "Hi," he answered, the word carrying more meaning than he could explain. They sat. Coffee arrived. Silence lingered. "I didn't come to convince you with promises," Luke finally said. "I came to listen, and to own what I did wrong." Madeleine studied him, as if weighing the truth of his posture more than his words. "Go on." "I didn't respect how much you gave up," he admitted. "I expected you to bend because I thought love was enough. I was wrong. I made choices without you. I hid behind good intentions." Her jaw tightened, not in anger, but recognition. "I don't need perfection," she said quietly. "I needed partnership." Luke nodded. "I know, and I didn't show up as one." After the cafe, they walked. No dramatic confrontations, no raised voices, just steps in sync, learning a rhythm again. Luke didn't interrupt when Madeleine spoke about the nights she felt alone, the moments she wondered if love required shrinking herself. He let her finish every thought. For once, he didn't rush to defend himself. Later that afternoon, Luke asked if she'd let him show her something. Curious, she agreed. They traveled to a small hill overlooking the city. From there, rooftops stretched like a living map, each one holding a story. Luke handed her a folded piece of paper. Inside were dates and notes, small and precise. "I wrote down everything I missed," he said. "Not excuses, moments. Times I should have asked instead of assumed. Times I chose comfort over effort." Madeleine exhaled, the paper trembling slightly in her hands. "Why now?" "Because losing you forced me to look at myself without the story I told," Luke said. "And because I know I can't ask you back without changing first." The sun dipped lower, painting the sky in amber and rose. Madeleine didn't cry. She didn't smile either. She simply stood there, thinking. "Love isn't a performance," she said at last. "It's what you do when nobody's watching." "I know," Luke replied. "That's the work I'm doing." Days passed. Luke didn't pressure her. He stayed quietly building a routine, learning the language better, showing up on time, asking questions, and waiting for answers. When Madeleine needed space, he respected it. When she invited him to dinner, he arrived with no expectations. One evening, they cooked together, the kitchen filled with laughter when Luke burned the first pan. Madeleine teased him gently, and for the first time, the past didn't loom between them like a wall. It felt like a bridge. Later, as they cleaned up, Madeleine spoke. "I'm not ready to go back to what we were," she said. "But I'm willing to see what we could become, slowly." Luke didn't rush to celebrate. He nodded, grateful beyond words. "That's all I can ask." Winning Madelein back wasn't a moment. It wasn't a speech or a dramatic declaration. It was the choice Luke made every day to listen, to learn, to stay present. In the world of 90 Day Fiancé, the other way, love wasn't about crossing borders anymore.